Today I'm working on an older wooden boat that has a section of rotted planking above the waterline. The first step in the repair is to remove any loose, wet, damaged fibers and get down to solid wood. I use a wood chisel at a low angle and it works well to remove soft or spongy wood. Removing the deteriorated wood gives the epoxy a stronger bonding surface. With the wood removed, I switched over to a heat gun to dry the area. I keep the heat moving to avoid burning the wood. Ideally, you want the wood to be below a 12% moisture content. I'm using the West System Wood Rot Repair Kit for this repair. Wood Rot Repair Epoxy will cure on damp woods, but it can't displace moisture from the wood pores. Therefore, you'll have a stronger bond if the wood is drier. Additionally, the solvent-free Wood Rot Repair Epoxy also has a low viscosity, perfectly suited for penetrating deeply into deteriorated wood, stabilizing the area. Before mixing my epoxy, I tape off the surrounding area with masking tape. This helps keep the surrounding surface clean and cuts down on how much sanding I'll have to do later. I brush on a generous amount of Wood Rot Repair Epoxy, coating the entire area. I gave the epoxy time to soak into the wood, applying multiple coats over time to make sure the wood fibers are fully saturated. The rot was severe enough in this area that there was about 1/4 inch deep void left in the plank. Wood Rot Repair Epoxy is compatible with the West System line of fillers, so I can rebuild the missing area with thickened epoxy. Once the epoxy reached a tacky stage similar to masking tape, I mixed a new batch of epoxy and thickened it with a 407 low-density fairing filler. Using a plastic spreader at a low angle, I forced the thickened epoxy into the void, making sure that there are no trapped air pockets. It's important to keep thickened Wood Rot Repair Epoxy applications under 1/2 inch thick to minimize heat buildup as the epoxy cures. After the epoxy is applied, I wipe the surrounding area with a paper towel and acetone to clean off any residue, reducing extra sanding. Then I pull the masking tape before the epoxy fully sets. The next day, I wash the surface with water and a Scotch-Brite pad to remove any amine blush. Water works best for this since the blush is water soluble. Once the surface is clean, I dry it with paper towels, then sand the area with 80 grit aluminum oxide sandpaper on a sanding block, making sure it stays flat on the surface to fare it into the surrounding hull. The repair is ready for its final finish coat. In this case, it will be painted to match the rest of the hull.